What's up? What's happening? What's going on? K Mega, come on. Oh my goodness, what's going on with my camera? All right, here we go. All right, well, no, hold on. Let me do that. Okay, I think that's what's going on. All right, here we go. I gotta move this thing out the way. All right, I think I'm good now. All right. Let's see. It's got me stuck. Does it got me stuck? I think it's got me stuck. Oh, but this is the best time to try this out before we do this on the show. So let's see. Hold on. Let me cut it up. Let me see if it's moving again. Okay, yeah, it's moving again. All right. All right, good deal. Okay. All right. It got a little funky on me. Or did not. Hold on. Let's do this. All right. Put it over here. Oh, snap. Did it go away? It went away. Oh, okay. Here we go. All right. Anyway, what's going on? This is good. Practice. This is, man, this is when you have something that works. There we go. There we go. There we go. I was waiting for my bro to come through. All
Are you
right.
live already?
Yeah. I just got live, and I wanted to use the because I redid the new GRG, and so I was like, this is the best chance to go ahead and try it out. So you know what I'm saying. So and I was like, ah man, my boy him. So let me go ahead and see. Yeah, I got my camera on. So if you want to try to put your camera on, I can try to see if I can get you on as well.
Okay,
That'd be great.
give me like cause
Well,
cause
no,
I
no, no, don't worry about it. But don't worry about it. If you don't want to put your camera on, don't worry about it. I just need to try to see if I can get you.
no, I'm cool to put my camera on. I just
Okay.
I just need 2 minutes
Oh, okay.
because I'm
Okay.
because I'm using my phone right now. I need to get to my PC.
Oh, okay. So I'm
Why
gonna
does
try
it
to see.
sound okay?
Yeah, you sound great. You sound fine.
Oh man, that's that Samsung Galaxy, son.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me turn you down a little bit. I had you way loud. Okay. Sorry about
No, it's fine. I'm hopping out of
that.
here though real quick. I'll be right back in 2 minutes.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys. Like, hey, I was like, man, let me try this out. See if I get this all good and right before, you know, whatever. But I'll over here try to put Ham in here, here while in here in a few minutes. But yeah, welcome. Happy to have you guys here. Yeah, this is going to be definitely the messy edition. Um, I, I hope everybody has a great Memorial Day. Have a good time off. We're gonna get to some gaming and other things. You know what I'm saying? Get ready to get some food on the grill, ready to eat here. And then after we're done with here, and then I'm gonna get to some gaming. It's gonna be fun. Man, this has been a bad week for Sony, man. I can tell you this right now. I have never, out of all the times, even during the PlayStation 3, like, I mean, I knew that the PlayStation 3 was going through a lot of problems. I mean, when I had my situation happen with the PlayStation 3, when people tried to lie and say that I was lying about it and all that crazy garbage, uh, it was, that was bad. Now, I mean, that was a crazy situation that hurt Sony for sure. Uh, and then, like, you know, coming out with the console at $30. I mean, sorry, I said $30 at $600. And you know, at that time, that was just ridiculous. I mean, that was some people's house note or rent or you know, car payments were like $300 back then, or you know, three to you know, it's what kind of car you had. But I mean, back in my time, like car payments was like $345. So you mean to tell me a console is going to be more? I mean, it's going to be there's going to be a console that's more than my car note. You kidding me? No, that's ridiculous. But it was bad. I mean, because the whole thing where it got scanned when you got your information taken, that was bad. But this right here, for just from the outside looking in, and then talking to people that don't even pay attention to this stuff, like they don't even watch these shows, they don't know about them or anything like that. And when I'm talking to a couple of friends that are diehard PlayStation fans, I'm like, hey man, did you see the? I'm telling them about the event or whatever, and then a couple of dudes watched it, and then a couple of homies watched it, and they was like, man, that shit was boring. I ain't, you know, I didn't care about that. You know what I'm saying? Where's, you know, like that, you know, where's Madden? Where's Call of Duty? Where was this? Where was that? But the one thing that they all said that tripped me out was that they were like, Yo, man. I mean, yeah, man, is that Spider-Man coming to PlayStation 4? But see, they was excited for the game, but that was their first indication. And I, man, and see, I'm not trying to dog out Spider-Man too. Like, I mean, it looked fun. It looked good. Like, I mean, I can't wait to get my hands to play on it. But the reality is, man, if they said that game was going to be on the PlayStation 4, ain't nobody should be tripping about it, because that game doesn't look that much different compared to Miles Morales, which Miles Morales looks fantastic. Or when you look at Spider-Man remastered on PC, which looks fantastic. But like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. You in here?
Yes, let's go.
Okay. All right, like, well, I'm gonna let you go ahead and you talk. I'm gonna let you. Wait, hold on. We gonna let your post shine, and then I'm gonna try to get your camera and stuff situated so we can see you over here. Keep what you kill.
Oh gosh.
Let's go ahead and play. Let's go ahead and play it, man. Because I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it when I heard it live. But I damn sure can't believe it listening to it. I listened to it like 4 times. Like, bro, like, you cannot be kidding me. But okay, for people out here who don't know, okay,
right?
Yeah, if people
It's
don't know,
it's like, are you freaking kidding? You're saying this after all these years, and you could see that. Oh man, we didn't perform that great, and somebody positioned themselves fairly nice. Let me hurry up and get ahead of this. That's what it sounds like.
Right. But hold on. Let me play it. Let me go ahead and play it right now. All right.
Who cares if a game's exclusive or not? I don't know why people are so obsessed with this.
There were 34
games that were, like I said.
I'm with you on that. But
people are like, oh, who cares about Marathon if it's going to be on Xbox? Who cares about Assassin's Creed Mirage? Who cares about Alan Wake 2? Who cares about Dragon's Dogma 2? I don't really care who makes it. I don't understand what this obsession is where the game only matters if it comes from first or second party. And while I understand people being disappointed in it, I'm sorry, Kaga.
No, I can finish. You good. We good.
While I understand people being disappointed in that, Sony, and maybe it's just because I'm in the weeds and and I do this professionally, and so I have this stuff going through my head all the time. They are telling you what they're going to do, and then they do it. And then you're like,
you
have
people on the internet telling you the opposite, like, it's not going to happen.
I will push back though, Colin. I gotta push back though, because gotta understand you're right to what you're saying as far as no one should care about that, but the fan base has been cultivated to believe we are special here. We are VRP. This is PlayStation, only on PlayStation. This is part of the marketing, right? Prior, so
that's kind of been faded though.
But
bro, Ham, man, Ham. After listening to that, this man just a couple of weeks ago or a month or so ago was going all in about how Xbox is buying exclusives while Sony is organically producing exclusives. He has been so slanderous about exclusive this, exclusive that. For him to come out and say this, to him to come out on, and I mean, there was thousands and thousands of people that was listening to this, right? To come out and say this, bro, what's going on here? Please explain to me what's going on, Ham. Why did this man come and say this garbage?
I tell you what, you don't have me on your screen yet. I'm
gonna.
You do.
Yeah, no, not yet. I'm gonna work on that right now.
Okay, so let me know when you do, because I'm gonna just turn off my camera here.
Okay.
But all right, so I tell you, brother, let Metal Gear during the showcase say only on PlayStation, and the whole thing is discredited, right? The whole thing is discredited in my opinion. if just Metal Gear by itself said exclusive to PlayStation, we would be hearing a totally different story right now. We would be hearing about the incompetence of Xbox being unable to get another third party. But since Xbox was able to shine almost as bright, if not brighter than Sony did during their own showcase, if it wasn't for that, I'm telling you, we would have been hearing about it. We would have been hearing about it. Instead, what happened is the showcase was so dull. The showcase was so dull for them that they end up capping, or some people, and I'm not just talking about just Colin, but the showcase was so dull that bro ended up capping. And others came up and capped about it. And then the very next day after the PlayStation showcase, that was so dull, him and Jaffe hop on and talk about Game Pass the next day.
Are you serious? Are you kidding me?
Go look at his YouTube. I'm saying the very next day after the PlayStation showcase. It might have been a day. It might have been a day and a half. I don't know.
Come on. No way. No way.
He is talking about Game Pass with David Jaffe. They're going back and forth talking about whether it's sustainable or good or whatever. Yet he wants to stand on Iron Lord and talk about the direction of a platform. I don't understand how he can sit there and talk about the direction of a platform and how we need to be patient and stop being this and stop being that, and Sony's just doing what Sony. Wait a second. If you're willing to give all them excuses,
there we go. Found you. All right, keep going. I finally found you. I had to look around. Keep going.
I'm just saying, if you're willing to give all them excuses for PlayStation when they have a showcase that people like Greg Miller are sitting back saying, this is a 2 out of 5. This is terrible. Snowbike Mike upset. Broken Games HDR looking like he wants to throw his PC.
Bro, that shit was
Persona
funny.
Looked like his night has got ruined, and Jay Barry's laughing to get over the frustration that is this showcase.
All right, there we go.
There are plenty of solid PlayStation fans that kept it 100 about this showcase and was like, yo, I don't know what they tried to slide me on, but that ain't cool. That ain't working.
You can turn your camera on now, bro. I got you.
Meanwhile, we have Colin over here saying, oh, I don't know why everyone's tripping. We should have seen this a mile away. Sony told us right in our face, and we chose not to listen. Come on now.
Bro, I have not. Listen, and this goes into also something that happened today. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show that. This is evidence 105. This is evidence 105 right here. Right here.
405.
Okay. The 405. This is evidence 405 right here. Man, okay, so I woke up and I was like, oh man, okay, because I was doing fight night, and then we didn't get done with fight night until like 4:30 this morning. But shout out to Yobi and Game Down Sites and Sir X Man and Ham, and other people and the people that we was playing last night. It was really fun. But I woke up and I had some from my Facebook buddies post me something. And I was looking and I was like, oh, because I was having these conversations in the DMs and other DMs talking about these rumors that was going on. And I was basically saying, look, man, I get it, but man, this is a trend. This is a pattern. Every time that Sony has some kind of sort of bad news, not like this, but sort of kind of bad news, they always resort to some kind of leaker or insider that talks about some acquirements or something like that. I was saying, look, I understand that Sony is going to acquire somebody, but it's not going to be CD Projekt Red. It's not going to be Capcom. Capcom is having their best life right now. Capcom is off limits for everybody because Capcom is back. And then of course there was also the rumor for Grand Theft Auto 6 was supposed to be an exclusive or timed exclusive, and then a Metal Gear Solid remake, Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, whatever, right? All of those rumors were debunked. And so all this shit yesterday was trending about, oh my God, CD Projekt Red, that'll be a great look. CD Projekt Red doesn't even make sense for Sony. Sony has plenty of single player exclusives. I understand that they don't have RPGs like The Witcher, things like that, but they're showing you they're diverting from that. So it just doesn't make sense. But of course, because they hear all the rumblings, because they don't want to talk, they want to deflect off of the bad news, there was Xbox gamers in the DMs that were trying to say, man, it makes sense. I could see it. No, I don't see it. It doesn't make sense. It just does. Xbox is the one that needs these single player experiences, not PlayStation. They got enough of them. Square Enix is the only thing that I know because of Final Fantasy. But if Final Fantasy 16 doesn't do well, I don't know what they're going to do. So anyway, this point right here. All right, so I'm taking my shots. But this person came in here and he was saying, look, he says, people ask me to talk about the recent rumors of Sony buying CD Projekt Red. I didn't want to bother with it because it's not happening. It's possible, sure, but it's not happening. That is like the 10th time the rumor has floated around ever since Cyberpunk 2077 pre-release days. A rep from CD Projekt Red came in and said, look, here she is right here. She friendly PR rep for who? CD Projekt Red. Yeah, we're not in such talks with Sony. So yesterday, the trend was trending. CD Projekt Red, CD Projekt Red, CD Projekt Red. I've been trying to tell people this for years. For years. They will do any and everything to try to deflect off of that. They will put their head in the sand and not say nothing for a few days until they find the one person that says the right thing so they can all say it. Or they'll deflect it back to Xbox to some degree. I'm like, what does Xbox got to do with the Sony showcase? Nothing. Nothing. They'll always divert it for Xbox if that's the case. Then they'll talk about console sales or they'll talk about their exclusives. This time around, every bit of the only thing that they got positive right now is the console sales because the exclusives aren't selling worth a damn. God of War is the only game that really kicked off. If you're going to look at the Horizon Forbidden West and see that 8.4 million and take that as a win, bro, all of it, how long they did not talk about Horizon Forbidden West sales for over a year. And then when they bundled that puppy for I don't know how many times, you know what I'm saying? Bro, it was bundled so many times to brag about those numbers. Look, man, Horizon Forbidden West didn't do what the first Horizon did. God of War is the only one that's held up. And now you got all this other stuff that's going on, man. It is crazy. So, Ham, what do you think about this? About this woman over here just shooting this down, because this was quick. They were talking about this all day yesterday. And when you got a rep that comes in here and says, no, nobody's not talking with Sony. Maybe she had to call or figure something out. And people's like, nah, man, we don't know that this. How deflating is this? deflating is that?
Well, I mean, in my opinion, you had to be on like not just watching that clip, but you had to be just like if you've seen a few of these like if you've seen a few of these like reaction like aftermath videos. I mean, for those fans out there that are keeping it honest, it was just like a day of mourning.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now we got something else here too. Keep going. I'm gonna play.
For those that are capping about it, check out the Iron Lords podcast yesterday. Oh. And shout out to Bad Bit, shout out to Bit Cloud Gaming. They were keeping it pretty real. They were like, I didn't like it. It was bad. It wasn't good. It is crazy to me that the person that has the most following, the most clout, and the most pull within gaming community, which in my opinion was Colin on that panel, he was doing the most capping for it.
Crazy.
And I'm just like, yo, literally most of your community except the part of the community that needs to constantly suck on the teeth is keeping it honest, keeping it a buck and saying like, bro, I don't care what their new direction was. That turn was too sharp.
Way too sharp.
And Colin's trying to tell everybody, oh man, it was a sharp turn, you know, and you know, they're doing what they got to do, and we should have seen this, like dude, like the coping and the mask and just the absolute grabbing a blanket, wringing it out, and then covering it up. I mean, like goodness gracious, I've never seen somebody do that much gymnastics to make me feel okay. Like there was multiple times in watching ILP yesterday, I found myself leaning back while Colin was talking. Mm-hmm. Then I was like, wait a second. I sit right back up. I was like, no. Oh, you ain't doing this right now. You ain't getting me sitting back, relaxing, being okay with what happened. Because I remember there was some very honest takes that Colin had where his voice got deeper and angrier and more frustrated just watching Xbox move the way that they're doing, and what the heck are they doing, and why are they doing this, and why are they still alive? Who? I don't understand the Ninja Theory purchase. That was stupid. Why would Xbox need Ninja Theory? What are they going to do with that purchase? That's Colin.
Yeah, that's
Xbox has no exclusives.
Talk about it.
They're losing all these exclusive. They're losing all the exclusive titles to Sony. They don't have this, that, and the third. What are they even doing as a business? Might as well just close up shop.
Close it
right?
up. Yep. Close it up. And to go into your, let me read the super chat. Thank you so much. Lucifer, he said Sony to spend 60% of game budget in 2025 on live services, 40% on single player. Your thoughts on this? That's what Ham is referring to, is this just quick shift. See, it worked for Sony going last gen, slowly going into this gen, giving you a trickle. And even with the lies, like, I mean, because Jim Ryan bold-faced lied to everybody. Hell, Yoshida lied back then, talking about who plays old games. I'm going to read what David Jaffe just said right here, because that's going to lead to what Yoshida was talking about. Like, wait a minute. Y'all got to pick a lane on this. But But to put back to Lou's point, we all know. See, and Ham, you brought this up last night that Phil Spencer got crucified. Him and at the time, I think he's still the CEO at EA. I can't remember if he's gone or if somebody else is in charge or what. I can't remember. But him and Phil got decimated online when they brought the reality about what's going on with single player games. They weren't talking bad about single player games, saying that they weren't important or that they're not needed. It's just that the reality is single player games just isn't generating the same type of money as games as a service, as online gaming. That engagement is huge. When you have a game that hits, you know what I'm saying? It hits. Like, and it's going to generate more money than any single player game that's out there. That's just a fact. Because people are still engaged, because you still have all these other added, you're always paying a little extra here, a little extra there. Those pennies stack up over time. If you're engaged into a game for 3 to 6 months, not even the people that stays on these games for years, but 3 to 6 months, that's going to generate more money than a game that's probably sold maybe 5 to 7 million copies. Think about that for a second. Even and what's really crazy, think about that. You pay, because games is $60, $70. They're $70 now. You paid $70 for this game. Then it's got this online component to where you like the drip or whatever this game does, and you pay in $1.99 here, $2 here, $5 for something, or just like for a DLC pack or whatever the case may be. You're still putting in more money than what that game did sold. While that that single player game depreciates over time. You wonder why when you look and you're like, damn, man, Call of Duty is still how much? And I got to wait for a sale because they're generating so much money, they can just milk the cow all they want to. So Sony sees this. They've been seeing this. They want that same success. It's like King David said. It's like other people that say like that. Listen, it really doesn't make any sense to keep talking about, well, y'all third place, when first place keeps doing the same things third place is doing. How you're supposed to be the innovators. You're supposed to be the ones to take gaming to the next tier. You keep following everybody else. How the hell is that? How is that logical? I've never seen that in any business structure in my life. Everybody else try to do something to outdo the next company by trying to do something different. They don't try, and then, after so long, if they see something that's really successful, they'll try to copy it. But if you keep copying third place over and over and over and over again, it's telling that there is really not no more innovation over there. And so they just succumbed to the throw needle and said, hell with it. We know what Phil and what the CEO at EA was saying. They were absolutely correct. So we're going to do this. Instead of just doing a trickle, we're just going to throw this all in your face, man. I mean, do you agree with what I'm saying on this one, Ham?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, come on, bro. Whenever Xbox, just last year with Xbox, before we had any wind of a PlayStation showcase at all, just let's say, let's go to March of this year. Okay. What were we being told? Or actually, better yet, let's do right after Redfall launch. All right. So Redfall launches beginning in May. All right. We already had been, CMA has already said no. Redfall was an utter failure.
Right.
A lot of us have been saying, 2022 was a rough year.
It wasn't,
but we had hi-firush that was nice. But a lot of us have been saying, including Loke. Loke is probably the number one person that's been saying this. I have no problem with Xbox because I'm eating. I'm fine. I got plenty of stuff to play. Who cares if one bad game comes out, or who cares if not that that's okay or good, but there's still a lot of other stuff to play. I'm still eating. That's the kind of stuff Loke was saying. That's the kind of stuff that I was dealing with for the longest time. I've always had stuff to play, but what were most of the PlayStation fans saying during this time period? CMA happened, Redfall came out, looked busted and whatnot. What's Xbox doing? Mismanagement over at Xbox, right? Xbox is giving up. Xbox still has no games. Right?
Right.
Yet, this year, first party from Sony, they haven't put out anything yet this year. We have 2 games, Hi-Firush and Redfall. We have a showcase coming up, and we know of Starfield. So that makes 3 games. In Forza should be there, so that makes 4 games. And who else knows what else could be possibly coming out? So when I, see this happen, hear Sony PlayStation fans saying, "Oh, Xbox doesn't have anything going on," and then after this showcase, now they want to act like, "Oh, third parties are actually really cool."
Oh man, I got another exhibit right here before I have.
How
to do
did this shit? Do it, brother, because I need this shift in energy to make sense.
Bro, this was this year. Hold on, people. Let me see. Let me find it. Let me move this over. Let's see if that will move over. Probably not. Come on, why did it not move over? Snap. Okay. Sorry. Okay. I'm gonna put it. Okay, so it says right here. This is an article from April 25th, 2023. Sony's Yoshida, the head guy, is not a fan of live service games. I was going over here looking for what Abacab was telling me. He said that was Jim Ryan that said that. Now Yoshida was at the time when he was in charge, downplayed game backwards compatibility. He said it in his words, and that's what I was going to look for. But then when I put in Yoshida, I was like, Yoshida said, and then I look and I seen the name, bro. Oh man, I gotta put this in here. I gotta get this in here. Oh man, I don't know why. I gotta figure out how to put this in. Oh, I know how to do this. Okay, I'll figure it out right here. Anyway, your thoughts on that? This was in April of this year that they just said that. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is what they've been doing. This is what they've been doing for a very long time, giving you these smoke and mirrors, and bro. Hold on, let me just take this out and put this in here, right here. And it should pop up right here. There we go. It should pop up right now. Did it pop up? I don't think it did. Did it pop up? I can't see it. Do y'all see it?
The David Jaffe thing.
Oh, you just see the David Jaffe thing. Wonder why I bet you. I don't know. Trying to figure it out. Oh my goodness. Why is that not being shown? That sucks.
I see the Yoshida thing now. Okay.
Oh, you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I probably had to just check.
Or, yeah, there you go. Now I see it. Yep.
Okay. All right. Guys, bro, what is... He says, longtime PlayStation executive described that having too many live service games on the market would be boring.
Facts. You ain't lying.
But listen... Look, let's go back to what Lou said, because this is what Sony is doing. Let's go back. He's like, Sony is to spend 60% of their game budget in 2025 on live services. Bro, they've already let people know that they're going to do 10 live services by 2025. We've seen what? How many? I don't know. Well, 4 during that show? What was it? Helldivers 2 which is, I call it third extinction because it looks like it would be. It looks like it looks like a second extinction. If anybody plays second extinction was kind of fun, but still, it was on Game Pass.
It was all right.
Yeah, it was all right. You know what I'm saying? It's what they call Game Pass fodder. So if somebody go ahead and try to sell me, listen, if you try to sell me on Helldivers 2 as being, a Sony template, blah, 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 great title like that, not saying that the game ain't going to be fun, but bro, I got oceanside property out here in Oklahoma to sell you. And Oklahoma is in the middle of the country, so there's no ocean nowhere out here. So go ahead, I got it for you. Bro, for 60% on the game, and this says April 25th, 2023. This isn't April 2021. This isn't April 2018. This is not April 2020. This is April of this year. And this man says this, and they are going all in. What does that tell you, PlayStation gamers? They don't get, you keep telling us, y'all over here worship Phil and all these other guys, and they don't listen to you, and they fail you, and blah, blah. If this doesn't prove to you, they don't care about anything that you have to say, unless you talking great about them. They're going to do what they want to do. At least Xbox listened enough. The staff at Xbox listened enough to where they went and bought studios. At least instead of them folding and making every Xbox gamer look like a damn fool for following the brand, they went ahead and said, look, we're going to revitalize the brand. We're going to do something completely different. We're going to innovate yet again. And we're going to fix the issues of the Xbox One era. While Sony is telling you backwards compatible games doesn't matter. I mean, they don't matter. And y'all were screaming backwards compatible games. Who plays old games? Sony also told you, look, they told you at first streaming was cool until people didn't buy into them being greedy instead of them finding a true format. Then they let that go, and then they tried to tell people that streaming and cloud and all this other stuff isn't necessary. And as this time goes on, and then also putting games on PC, that kills the console brand. That just makes it all bad. You just can't do that. After saying all these other things, plus tons of other shit, right? They have done everything except for one, and that's put games on day and date. But you know what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen? Those live services is going to get day and date. They're going to hold on to those single players they're going to hold on to them for a little while longer. But when it all comes down to it, they're all going to do what I've been saying ever since 2016. And I got destroyed for it. I go watch the multiplayer podcast if you don't believe me. I said Sony's going to do the same thing. I got laughed at. I got clowned. I got dogged. I said, look, I'm just telling you. I'm telling you. Hellblade's going to come to Xbox. It was rumored that from the people that I talked to that Street Fighter 5 was going to come. Was going to come to Xbox in some capacity, but it wasn't that. It was just that Street Fighters was going to come back to Xbox, and now we got Street Fighter 6, which is a really good look. But all these things, look, man, I don't bat 1,000. I'm human. But man, I can see these trends. If you have all these, Sony would want nothing more but to have what Halo Gears is. That's perfect to have a game that has a fan base that loves the single player and the multiplayer just as much. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're so important to the fan base. There's other people that cares more about the single player of Halo than they do the multiplayer, and vice versa. Same with Gears. Sony don't have that. There's a lot of companies and publishers that don't have that. There's very few. The big three especially. That's why when you talk, that's why they so quick to want to have Halo kick dirt on Halo. Even though 343 has done a good job on trying to do that, all Halo needs to do is come out right. It almost did, and then it shot itself in the foot. But that's the one beauty of it, is that there's always a next game that can be made.
Well,
it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
On the note that you were talking about Halo and the way that it came out, sure, it didn't come out broken. It just came out without as much stuff to do on it that we'd like, which is more than I can say about factions.
Oh my God, this comment, man, is crazy. Keep going, so let's go. Go ahead,
which is a lot more than I can say about factions. I mean, let's keep it real. A lot of people were looking forward to seeing factions at the last showcase. And now that it wasn't shown, a lot of people are saying, Jeff Keighley, please show me a PlayStation exclusive.
Oh, man.
You said, Jeff, that you guys would be back in a year with an update after the last game, Summer Games Fest. You got to be having the factions, because PlayStation's first party showcase didn't show it, so Jeff Keighley's got to do it.
Yep. Keighley got to say.
And I think that's interesting. That it's not okay of us Xbox fans to say, "Oh yeah, look at the next showcase and see what we got coming to Game Pass and everything like that." And plenty of PlayStation fans, why aren't you satisfied with your own showcase? Why aren't you happy with what you got? Oh yeah, Xbox keeps telling you to wait. Xbox keeps telling you to wait. What's PlayStation doing right now?
Right.
They just had a whole showcase that was a snooze fest. And then right before they hit you with that fantastic first party last game, they had to let you know that a movie was coming out, a streaming device was coming out, and a pair of earbuds was coming out, just in case you weren't dug in enough to our ecosystem. Please dig in a little bit further, but don't get too far away from your console.
How much? Oh shit! How much do you think that those earbuds are going to cost, man? I mean, because I was talking when I was having conversations with Tim Dog and One Bad Mother and them the other night. They said Tavis was saying 200. I was like, no way. But yeah, they were all around 150 to 200. People in the chat, these earbuds, how much do you think Sony is going to charge you for those? And you're saying 150? Like, that's been what they've been thinking and saying, that what they were saying was 150 to 200.
I'm gonna say $150. I'm gonna say about $50 more than the PlayStation headsets that they have right now. Just because I'm sure these are gonna have probably Bluetooth. To where Bluetooth, you might be. But see, the one thing about Sony with their Bluetooth is I believe that they use Bluetooth with their regular headsets to communicate with the PlayStation. So I don't know if they'll be able to make some sort of channeling with Bluetooth to where they can have it where it's like the Xbox wireless headset. Although I know the Xbox wireless headset runs off of, I think, Wi-Fi to the console, and then Bluetooth to your phone or whatever device else that you want to use. I believe. I might be wrong about that, but to me, that was the one thing that one of the main reasons I've never bought a PlayStation headset is because you can't tie your phone into it and make it like, like the Xbox wireless headset or some of the Steel series or many other headsets that do the phone and the console at the same time, or tablet and the console or whatever. So yeah, I mean, I still think though that these things, and to be honest, when I seen the headbuds, that didn't bother me. It was the streaming device that bothered me. The earbuds, I was thinking, the earbuds aren't crazy, because there's been times where I was thinking, you know, I got a 5-year-old daughter. Sometimes I got a game with one headphone off. Okay.
Yeah.
So just so I can hear what the fuck she doing. Right. So having those earbuds isn't a bad idea at all. But the streaming device is as tone deaf as it gets. It's just like, what the hell am I going to do with this thing?
Right.
One of the first negative comments I seen in the PlayStation showcase when I was actually looking at the YouTube page of PlayStation was, I don't understand why I'd get the Q Lite from an honest PlayStation. He wasn't even like he wasn't even mad, or like he wasn't cussing him out like from the keyboard or anything. He was just honestly saying, like, I don't understand why I need this. I have a backbone already, and remote play's already been a thing. Why would I want to pay X amount of dollars to pay for something I already have access to right now? And in my opinion, that thing's gonna come out and be at like $250.
Man, you think that handheld's going to be $250?
Yes.
Oh,
and I think it's going to
no.
be criminal. I think it's going to be criminal because it's going to be going up against the Switch. And it's just like, how?
No, man. If Sony, people in the chat, please let me know how much you think that damn handheld is going to be, because it's not even a true handheld. It's cloud-based. Bro, that we were just talking about this last night, Ham. Well, no, I was talking about this with Game Down Sights last night, because he's going to buy that the other handheld that's coming out, the GOG or
the ROG,
the ROG or whatever,
the ROG.
Yeah, the ROG. And then he was telling me how much it was, and I was like, $700. He said there's going to be a cheaper version that comes later, but he was like $700, and I'm like, golly. And and listen. It's amazing to see handhelds get as popular as I haven't seen them this popular in a very, very long time. Now I know that Nintendo's Nintendo, they're the king of it, right? But to see it coming back into getting its just due, it's pretty amazing with the Steam Deck and all that, right? Like, so
Paul Grant, god damn, you see what number he said in the chat?
No. Let me go. Let me look.
He said it's gonna be about 350.
I'm seeing Spider-Man say 400. I see 400. I see 300 from Big Poppy. I see from damn, Abacab is even saying 350. Man, Tim Dog, what's happening with you, brother? He said annoying.
Is that the same Tim Dog?
That's Tim Dog. Yeah, Tim Dog. What's going on with you, brother?
What up, Tim?
What up with you, Timmy? Can't wait to play some more of that Redfall with
Facts.
you.
He said it should be $99. It should be $99.
That's what I was gonna say. Right.
It should be just a hair more than the controller. That's what it is.
It should. But it's you know what I'm saying. But he's saying knowing Sony 159. He's talking about the earbuds. I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Because that's a very generous price.
What up, though?
Oh, there you go. Did he mess up the camera? Okay, good. He's just talking. Okay, good deal. Don't talk the camera, sucker.
I got the camera on.
Oh, well, I'm not gonna put you in.
Well, excuse me.
No, I'll put you in. I need to do the work anyway, so we can go ahead and talk. I'm going to give you a hard time, but I'm
looking dapper too.
Are you looking dapper? Oh man, you put your Sunday's best on.
Well,
this man wearing a cutoff shirt. He looked like he just got done.
Dude, I just got
he ain't looking. I haven't seen him yet. This man's wearing a cutoff.
I got finished with therapy, baby. Look at that.
But you over wear the cutoff shirt.
Yeah, he looked like he just got done pouring concrete and raking leaves.
Hold on, let me look. It's hot. I'm going to change this.
It's high 80s up here, man.
It is. It's high 80s out here, but you see,
I know where you are.
You know what I'm saying? Hat on. I'm comfortable. What's happening here? And you're a lot smaller than me. What the hell is going on, man?
Yeah, Tim Dog said $99 for the earbuds.
Okay, yeah, okay. So JD Gamer, he says, what third-party games could Xbox get? What 3 to 5 acquisitions could Microsoft do? And what marketing techniques could they use to absolutely devastate PlayStation? Ham, I'm going to let you answer that while I'm going to try to get Sir X-Man's camera on here. And then I'll jump in. But yeah, damn, 400. Everybody's really thinking that damn thing is going to be $300 to $400. That is highway robbery.
You might well get you some
beats
for that. I mean, come on now.
Robbery. Anyway,
I don't know, man. I'm gonna go back to that before I answer JD's question. So
okay.
You're telling me those people are in the chat saying $300, $400. Let's look at it in the VR aspect. Everyone looks at VR and says, "Man, that's kind of expensive." Some people say that's kind of expensive. Me personally, I'm thinking, $550 for a VR if you already have the PlayStation. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, especially seeing that like you can get the Meta Oculus Quest Pro for like $1,200 or $1,500. That's like the same price as a PS5 and the headset, right? I get that. But what really doesn't make sense is it's like, yo, that's like $1,200 for somebody that, if they're trying to test out VR, that's weird. That's a lot of money to invest in. You got to invest in a console and a VR. Well, let's take the VR away now and replace it with the Q Lite.
Oh man.
Let's replace it with the Q Lite. And let's say, oh man, I love handheld gaming. And let me even put this situation, let me make this situation even weirder. I'm a person that's not on Twitter all the time. And I don't know that much about gaming. And I walk into Walmart, there's some old lady in the electric section. And I'm just like, Sony got a new handheld. Let me check that out. You check it out, buy it. The old lady don't know what the hell she doing. So she just scan you the shit and you go home with the handheld. Turn it on. It's asking you to remote play. And you like, what the hell? You run back to the store, bend the knee, buy the PS5 to go with your handheld. Just saying, let's just act like you balling like that. You just went on ahead and just went and purchased the PS. You just spent near $900 to be able to remote play.
God.
If the $400 is right that you guys are saying, hell, let's even drop it to $350 or $300. Let's drop it to $300. You spent $800 to be able to remote play.
I gotta fix your camera too now.
Who wants to do that when I've been able to remote play from my Xbox since the Xbox One? You've been able to remote play with PlayStation without any backbone or anything. They actually even have the controls already on the screen for you on remote play for a PlayStation. I mean, do you want a controller? Absolutely. You don't want to use the touch screen. It sucks. It's not that fun. Even on Xbox, it's not that great using the touch screen for xCloud. It's not great. But I tell you what you're not doing on Xbox. Spending $400 to remote play. Spending $300 to do it pretty. You could have a better device than what they manufactured with just an iPad or just any regular old ass tablet that has decent internet connected to it and just Bluetooth connect your controller to it. Bam. You have the Q Lite. And you could have a bigger version of it.
Yep.
And it just doesn't make any sense, in my opinion. You could go to the store, you could go to Goodwill right now. You could go to Goodwill right now and pick up some shit tablet connect it to the internet, download download the app for PlayStation Remote Play onto it. And if you already have a PlayStation controller, you just saved yourself $375
God dang.
to do the exact same. I had RGT on my podcast on TSWS Game in my channel. He said I could go to Google and buy a $5 clip that will connect my phone to my PlayStation remote in a remote play. The exact same thing that Jimbo is trying to sell me at a showcase. Yep. The same type of showcase that they announced God of War, Horizon Forbidden West, PS5. Apparently other fantastic games like Neva. Yep. Don't spit out your drink, brother. Good.
Yeah, you almost got me, man. You almost got me. Oh my God. Man, you preaching the gospel, boy.
I just don't understand. And then there's then there's people saying, oh, this thing looks pretty cool. J-Dub, I know he was capping. He's seen that during the I
haven't seen anything from him, but I'm sure.
Oh man, J-Dub was funny, but he was capping for sure because during the ILP showcase watch party for the PlayStation showcase, he's seen the cute light and he's like, oh man, I gotta cancel my ROG order. This thing too lit. And I was like, you are no, sir. Yeah, not a chance.
Not a chance. And I'm just no, man,
I'm just wondering who that device is for. And once that person thinks it's for them, how long are they going to use it? Because I could tell you right now, my favorite thing about remote play at this moment is that it allows me to turn off my PS5 without going to that input. Yeah. And I always use it on my phone. Go to remote play real quick because I'll be in the middle of a game on Xbox. I'm too damn lazy to switch the inputs real quick because the PlayStation, it doesn't allow you just to quickly turn off the console. You don't just hold the PlayStation button and turn it off or hold it, hit up and X. You don't do anything like on Xbox. You just hold the Xbox button, hit up and A. And I mean, it's pretty easy to remember. Right? My daughter knows how to shut off. She's 5 years old. She knows how to shut off the Xbox without the TV being on.
I got one better for you, Hams. I use remote play a lot on my phone, right? Because all you got to, you go into the Xbox app, you hit the little icon with the Wi-Fi stuff on it and the console in the middle, right? You tap it, you put in your Razer Kishi, and I'm able to play my games that I have on my Xbox, not being at home and using my phone data. Right. Anywhere. So Sony's telling you, you have to be by your console or be by a hotspot. This is why I say I like having the phone data because I won't get hacked. But if you at a Wi-Fi spot, like a Starbucks or anything like that has somebody can hack your stuff.
It's open. Yeah, it's open.
That's why people laugh at me when believe it or not, when I say, when they make a handheld, well, I ain't got to use nobody's hotspot. And I can put a SIM card in there. They're reasonable, if you want a monthly bill for a SIM card. Like I got a SIM card in my tablet. I can use it anywhere. I don't want to use nobody's hotspot. I pay a little extra for that. But it's worth it to me for my security and my protection of my information. So you're going to be putting that same stuff. You got to have that stuff in, and in your Wi-Fi ones. But a lot of them don't do that, especially a lot of the new ones where you got to attach to Wi-Fi. And they can grab your stuff. So what Sony's saying is, we ain't going to go through all that. You just connect to your phone. You just connect to our little tablet phone thing and just use the little controller thing. It kind of looks like a Switch, but it's not really a Switch. It's like a Wii U, but not really a Wii U. And play it right at your house. When you got your console right there, you can't really take it with you. And that's the problem, And I'm sorry, this is Sony. They'll charge $500 for this sucker.
Oh man,
No. Stop
But
it.
hey, hold on, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. Now, Sir X-Man has been saying some crazy stuff, right? Like he goes way out there, but he has
that good dope.
But yeah, he's on that Drano. But
I don't drink. No, I just had therapy. I can't drink before I go to therapy.
But he has landed a few. He has landed a few. And I mean,
correctly too.
He is correctly. Like, I would have never thought that the PlayStation VR 2 would have cost as much as it did. And when Sir X-Man always saying, we always trying to push him back, like, come on, Sir X-Man, stop it now. We know that you Team Green. We all Team Green. But bro, come on now, pump the brakes. But when he says that Sony is on, what do you say?
Sony's on business welfare.
bro.
A lot of that. Hey, but a lot of that is starting to seem like it, though. Indicator, you gotta admit, I said that 2 years ago.
You said that 2 years ago, bro. I don't know. We got to go back to what JD Gamer was asking, though.
Right. We completely skipped that.
Yeah, he said what third party, and he also said something else about Jim Ryan. He says what third party games could Xbox get? So let's start off with that. What do you think would be a great third party for me? Of course, I'm a fighter fan. I was talking about this last night when we was playing Dead or Alive. I thought Dead or Alive would be a really good third party.
Man, that was fun last night.
It was fun, even though we ran into some
one guy. What was his name? Something cancel cart, something like that. Man,
I don't know. Ass whooping 2000. ass. 2023 because he was beating our ass anyway. But shout out to him. But yeah. Okay, so Dead or Alive and Ninja Gaiden. I mean, since there's been this rumor for so long, that would be excellent. To have that Team Ninja Wombo combo, as Don would say, Wombo combo. Like, it would just be great because Dead or Alive was, it was on Dreamcast and it was on PlayStation as well, but Dead or Alive is kind of more impacted with Xbox than it is with any other platform because that's where people mostly remember it from. And then when you look at Ninja Gaiden, like that is major because the former head developer for the game is a huge fan of Xbox. So those two would be good. I don't know. I mean, there's tons of others, but what do you guys think? Like,
why? They would be perfect because back then in the PS2 and the Xbox One, the original OG Xbox when Dead or Alive was, at its top, more people played on the Xbox for it because the online was better. Right. So that's where they started getting more sales. Don't trip out, PlayStation people. I'm just speaking the facts. Man. But more people played with the online on the Xbox OG with DOA than anywhere else because the online experience was so much better. It had the lobbies, it had the players, everybody got together, they talk crap with each other, kind of like we do now. But we've all had a PS2 with the online experience, back in the day, and it wasn't as good. We all knew that. We all know that. But that's what made DOA really take it to the top. Other than the Dreamcast part, because the Dreamcast was actually very powerful. But when the online came for DOA, that's what took it to the top. That's why Team Ninja love it, and that's why most of the early Ninja Gaidens were on Xbox because of the power. So they developed, a bonding with Microsoft from then and forward to this day. So I can see what you're saying about the next DOA coming exclusively to Xbox. That would be a good.
If it was, I don't see an exclusive, but if it was exclusive, oh my God.
You would lose your day. Hey, they did it with Street Fighter 5. Come on, we can get one. We can get one.
But see, now this is the thing for me with fighters, and I don't want to get into the fighter talk about it. I just, I want to kind of stay on point. But
I know.
Street Fighter V kind of gave that indication that fighters are not in that. If it's not first party, then fighters don't need to be exclusive to any platform.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if Xbox did that, then to me, that would mean that Xbox got Koei Tecmo or something. I don't know. But yeah, now I don't see an exclusive, but that's what we're just talking about, the third party deals. I would say that and Ninja Gaiden. I mean, is there any other games, Sir X-Man, before we go to him to see what third parties we good? Yeah, you're gone. You left.
I mean, my Jimmy John's still in the fridge.
Oh, this man talking about Jimmy John's.
You got the all meat version.
This man talk. See, this is why we don't bring Sir X-Man to things like this. He don't know that. This man.
No.
This man.
I'm still here.
Well, yeah, but we hear you talking about Jimmy John's.
Oh damn! I thought I muted it. I'm sorry. I thought I muted. My daughter came in and snuck up on me, dude. I'm sorry.
Man, let's talk about that Jimmy John. Man, if you don't finish that damn sandwich, you was talking about that last night.
I got it. Yeah, I know. I got a giant one, dude. That thing was like 2 feet long. I had to cut it in half, bro. That gargantuan.
Ham, you muted too.
No, I said you pulling up like Dave Chappelle. You said eat a damn sandwich.
Right, is that sandwich still in there? Oh my God! Anyway.
Nah, my daughter brought the grandbabies over today, so I get a chance to see him. I told him after therapy. I told him I'll talk to him after the podcast. I gotta go bug this. I gotta go bug this guy. I gotta bug this guy called K Mega today.
Oh my goodness! Yeah,
we were talking about third-party deals.
Yeah, third-party deals.
We were talking about third-party deals, and something I'd like to see get fixed. I mean, and this isn't really for me. It's just for the opportunity. Because it was so classic, and if people want to grab in their bag for nostalgia, I think this would be a big deal. I want to see Xbox, or better yet, Obsidian or somebody come through and be like, yo, looks like y'all need some help with the launch of KOTOR.
That wouldn't be a bad get.
You know what I'm saying?
That would not be a bad get.
Like, they've been having a hard time with KOTOR now.
Yes, they have.
Let Obsidian launch Avowed and say, hey, looks like y'all need something. Look like y'all need some help.
Is BioWare still around?
Yeah, BioWare's still around, but it's a shell of itself. In a sense, we'll find out about what but this BioWare is not working on KOTOR. This is another.
No,
team.
I know. But I
wouldn't
think
that be something though?
But I think they're looking. If I remember, they're looking for an. I heard they're going to drop this team and look for somebody else to develop the game because they couldn't get it right. That's what I think. So with the new engine and the new technology, if you gave BioWare the bag, knowing that they might be struggling a little bit, let them make a brand new version of the same game with new graphics. That means
EA would most likely would deal with it because it's right. Because I mean, okay, Xbox got enough people to if let's just say, but that's another thing too. I
want to see current BioWare come out with something before I trust them with
right. That's why
another big IP because they already
trust what I'm looking for.
But they have a proven track rate, though. They have a proven track rate.
They did until Anthem. Anthem.
Don't you hurt him, nigga, like that.
Anthem tarnished.
Oh no!
What everyone thought BioWare was.
Watch your mouth now. Come on now.
I told you, Anthem. You about to bring the hate.
I love Anthem. I was there. I was there to be like, Destiny Killer, please, because Destiny pissed me off. Destiny pissed me off.
It did, yeah.
So when Anthem came out, I was just like, bye, Destiny.
Yep.
I had fun with Anthem. I'm sorry, I ain't gonna lie.
No, it was great,
I had a great time with Anthem. It
stopped supporting it.
It was just like a run-on sentence, and then all of a sudden the period was right there, and there was nowhere to go.
Yep, they just completely
fell
off their edge.
So yeah, I mean, like after the debacle with Anthem and BioWare working with that and whatnot, and then them talking about, oh, we're gonna continue the game, and then February comes around and they're like,
nope,
nah, we're in a meeting and we decided we're not gonna continue with this game. In fact, you can't even buy nothing in this game anymore.
All right, despite the game not being continued to get polished and updated and everything, but the core mechanics and Anthem were fly. You can't deny that.
No,
it was fly. So having BioWare use that new technology that they didn't have back then into a new remastered version of Knights of the Old Republic, so that means they still got it technology-wise. But all they're doing is redoing the game, so they don't have that much story to reinvent. Just tweaks on some of the mechanics. That would be perfect.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that they have the tools to get it done. My thing is, do they have the people, and do they have the
well, here's the thing. If you're going to do a project, they'll throw more people on
it. Do they have the wherewithal to stick with it when something doesn't quite go right?
Yeah, because I mean, it's up to that I forget what dude's name is that's in charge of Remedy. I mean, of not Remedy, but Respawn. Like, I mean, it's up to him to make that decision. And I think that, like, when they got there's Dragon Age 4 that's going to be dropping out, Dreadwolf, and then I don't know if they're going to be working on any other properties, but I mean, I think that their hands are full, so I don't see that. But anyway, let's keep it moving on that. Okay, so is there any other third parties that you think that Xbox could try to go after, Ham? I mean, because there's tons. I just
not one that I thought not one that I have because right, I mean, in all actuality, I haven't been solely focused on third party. Third parties doing their thing. They don't bother me. Third parties doing their thing. The thing that I'm looking forward to with third party of games that I know that are launching is, I mean, obviously GTA 6 is a big deal. I mean, I'm looking out for that one, and that's going to be a day one purchase. I haven't even seen anything about it yet, right? Kind of like Spider-Man. I'm not going to say anything about that. But anyways, and then also NCAA football 2025.
Oh Lord.
I mean, my stomach is rumbling, bro.
I can't wait, man. I'm
so damn hungry for that.
I can't wait. So, I can't wait. I cannot wait.
And to hear that they got, students from actual schools in the game and they're being paid to be in the game. So, they should be they should give them some damn quality to the players and stuff like that. Dynasty modes coming back. Man, I'm excited for the new NCAA game. So as I said, third party is going to do third party. I'm not worried about third party. I'm more or less looking at first party from the consoles that I purchased. Because third party is going to always do third party.
Right.
As for what I'm looking forward to is what's coming out for my PlayStation, what's coming out for my Xbox, what's happening with my Switch, so I can, keep that thing alive, because I've only turned it on to play Zelda game.
And you said you didn't even beat Zelda 1, the first one.
I did beat it.
Oh, you did beat that one? Oh, okay.
Yeah, the last time I talked to you, I probably didn't beat it.
Yeah, but I beat it now. A while back. Yeah, that was like 3 weeks ago when he said that.
Yeah,
you finally got back into it.
That I said it, and then and then a week later I beat it.
Right.
It was fantastic. It is a good game. I still stand on my hill and say Immortals Phoenix Rising was more fun. I still stand on that hill. I don't care what anybody says. But Tears of the Kingdom is leaps and bounds better than Breath of the Wild, in my opinion.
think so. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't beaten neither one. I've played more of Breath of the Wild than I have Tears of the Kingdom. But I can see. I gotta beat them
I just
both.
like the way Breath of the Wild I just like the way that Tears of the Kingdom makes you think and gives you options to do things that you couldn't even sniff in Breath of the Wild.
In Breath of the Wild, okay.
All right, here's my gets real quick that I think they should do. I'm sorry, but there's a rumor that Crytek is making a new Crysis. And I think Microsoft should try to get that either exclusive or the marketing rights for it so they can push it out for advertising. Crysis is still big, even when Crytek makes a new one.
I can agree with that. I can rock with that.
Here's one that's freaky. We've already talked about, I think a while ago, that the Power Stones from Capcom is supposed to be out in 2024. Either a new version of Power Stones or it
might be announced in 2024, but we'll see. Yeah.
I think Microsoft, because Dreamcast is where Power Stone started. Power Stone started. So since they still have a connection with Sega, like I know it's not Sega making it, it's Capcom, but they still have a connection to that, the Dreamcast and the Xbox generation. It's always been a connection. They should try to get that either digital rights to advertise for it, or make it an exclusive.
Why do you want everything to be exclusive?
I said, or because everybody, certain people do that all the time. We know who we're talking about.
Right.
But I think they should make more initiative towards that direction, at least on a few things, not everything, but a few things, to lean more towards their direction in the marketplace and in the communities, because it makes a difference. There are games on Steam that I wish I could have on my Xbox. There are some great games on Steam.
Yeah,
but that's what keeps Steam alive, because they got all that stuff for themselves, and Epic too. Epic got games that are only on PC. You can't play them on console. There are other games being made by Epic other than Fortnite out there in the real world, but Epic just keeps them on their system and their ecosystem on PC. So certain games need to come out like that for just your console by third party. It will be a great thing, and it would help your ecosystem grow. You don't have to throw them in Game Pass. Let people pay for them. That way, they'll get the money right out and bring it, 6-8 months down the line to a Game Pass, and then make it limited, for how long it's in there, and let people experience it, and then drop the game at a lower price when the game starts. People enjoyed the game and they want to keep it because of the experience that they're having. That's what they should do. So those are the two I want: the new Crysis and Power Stones in some kind of way from them.
Yeah, I would love to see Power Stone. I don't see, especially if the rumors are true about Xbox having their own brawler. It would be great if the GOAT, which I've always loved Power Stone over Smash. Oh yeah, but I mean,
it's coming out.
Yeah. I mean, I want it. If they did do marketing rights to it, it'd be fantastic. But if Xbox is doing is doing their own type of brawler, I don't see that happening. I can see Sony trying to do it because Sony doesn't have a brawler themselves.
They are doing it with the bubble Sud Bubble game.
That's not a brawler. That's not a brawler. That's like that's like Splatoon. I know. What's going to get brought up before? Okay, so let's finish up on what JD Gamer was asking on this. He said, and the marketing techniques that Xbox can use to absolutely devastate PlayStation. For me, all you got to do is do four things. Four. Well, damn, something. I say three, but I just said four. But I'll say three. Show us something that we're not expecting. Knock it out the park with a launch this another launch game coming out this year that nobody's with the rumors. If it's Hellblade, if it's Contraband, if it's Avowed, if it's Stalker 2, whatever. Add another title to the games that we know that's coming out so far this year. That's a bigger title. And then lastly, just show the content, man. Just show the content with gameplay rolling. That's all you need to do. They don't have to do too much. You don't have to do too much. But if you show something all you have to, because I know there was people that was talking, because I do think that it's a 2-hour show. You got an extra hour of content. So of course that there's going to be some indies in there. They're going to talk about Sea of Thieves. They're going to talk about, look, Sea of Thieves has over 30 some million players. Bro, it is a huge game. It's worth talking about. Halo's going to be talked about. Halo needs to be talked about. Like Halo doesn't get is not in the forefront to be talked about. Like right, I mean, hasn't been. So let's see what they add to it. So of course they're going to show that stuff. Every show is going to show some indies and all this stuff. The mindset of some of these gamers out here, content creators, to come out and say, man, I just want them to just do bang, 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 bang. It never happens like that. It never happens like that. There's always a slowdown. And if you got 2 hours, there's going to be some slowdowns there. But that's the 3 keys to success. Drop another title that we're not expecting or that is rumored on top of what we know that's coming out now. Hit us with some new content that we haven't seen, and that's only really 2 things, and that's really all you need, in my opinion. What do you think, Sir X, man? What Xbox needs to do to devastate? From the question that we finished in answering this question from JD Gamer. Absolutely devastate PlayStation.
They need to show 70 to 80% of the games that they are making from their studios at the show. Everything else can be like, third party or whatever they're going to do with the other 20%. But 80% of this show needs to be what your studios are doing. And one more thing. That's what I'm waiting for Phil to say. One more thing. You can play Forza Motorsport demo after the show. Download it. But that's what they need to do at the show. That percentage is perfect. Show the things you're getting. 10% indies, and then the other 10% or 15% of third party. That's what they need to do. Okay. They do that, and they do it in concession, like they've been doing their shows game after game after game after game after game. Mm-hmm. They'll steal the show because Ubisoft got that. Not Ubisoft, but whatchamacallit that's making what's that space game again? My brain is fried.
You said Ubisoft?
Not Ubisoft. That space. Starfield.
Starfield. Okay.
Starfield got it.
Oh my gosh.
Starfield. Man, Lord have mercy.
Dude, when Mortal Kombat 1 came out, dude, that made me forget about Starfield. I'm sorry, I told you about that the other day. That made me forget about Starfield, dude. We're fighters, though, man.
Right. I got you. But I'm really excited for Starfield. That was probably going to be the third thing that I was going to say was like Starfield.
They're going to have their own show.
Well, yeah, I know, but they need to knock our socks off. Like, let it all out. Let's see it. I finally got excitement for the game. Knock our socks off with it. Okay.
And don't even mention Starfield in your showcase. Save it for the end where you tell people, stay tuned. We have that team coming out to show you
something. That might be the start of the show. Just a little snippet.
No, I think Forza is going to be the start of the show.
Yeah, Forza could be the start of the show. We'll see. All right. Okay.
It has been before.
All right. Well, because Ham is on limited time, so we're going to go ahead and get what Ham has to say on this question. What does Xbox has to do? I know the bar is not very high, but what they have to do to devastate what the Sony showcase was, to just devastate them, as JD Gamer said.
Well, unfortunately, it's not too hard.
Not really, not after that show.
because I mean,
let the best fly, ladies and gentlemen. Let it fly.
I'm not even trying to be messy. I'm just being honest. Like, unfortunately, they don't have to do that much because I went into the PlayStation Showcase and I seen Jim and I was like, oh man, it's about to get lit, and it wasn't. It was. I mean, that candle never got burnt. So like to absolutely throttle PlayStation, Xbox just needs to show like 5 games.
Damn.
I want
5.
More. I want more.
No. I'm saying
he's just talking
and when
about
I say
just
5,
devastate. Yeah.
when I say 5 games, I don't mean 5 mix of first and third party. I mean 5 Xbox games
for this year, right?
Oh, that'll be this year. No,
that need to drop within.
Don't give me 12 months.
I'm gonna give him the 12 months, but I'm not looking for them to say this is gonna happen within the next 12 months. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for them to at least make me feel like it's gonna be coming out within the next 12 months. Whether it gets pushed back to 13, 14, 15 months, I don't care. As long as they don't say this is the next 12 months, like I'm fine. But what I do want to see is, like, let me just name 5 since I went on ahead and said 5. Let me go on ahead and name 5.
Do your thing.
All right, so we already know Starfield's going to be there, so I'm going to take that out of the equation.
Okay.
All right. I want to see what Hellblade's up to.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yep, definitely.
Whoa! I try to tell people about Ninja Theory. Let's go.
Forza, I want a release date.
Yes.
To me, there's no way that you're going to have this Forza single player on the 13th thing without a release date on the 11th. Right. All right?
Just 6 years of development. Come on.
And then on top of that, I want to see what this Wu-Tang game is all about.
You've been talking about that Wu-Tang game for a minute, dude.
I want to see that Wu-Tang game and see what that's all about.
Yes.
Avowed.
Yes.
I want to see what Avowed's been cooking. Maybe Indiana Jones, seeing that the movie's right around that corner. I want to see what that reveal is looking like. That's 5. I could stop right there, but I'm not gonna.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm not gonna.
We're talking about devastation. We're not talking about just a kick in the ass. We're talking about put them in the dirt, get a shovel. Let's go. What else?
In other words, keep hitting them in the balls, Ham. Keep hitting them in the balls.
I don't think this is coming out within the next year, but I want to see the progression of Perfect Dark.
Yes.
I would like
Everwild.
to see Perfect Dark. Yeah. Is that
State of
in the
Decay?
works?
I'm not even that interested in State of Decay, and I know they're currently hiring for State of Decay.
Yeah.
So I don't expect them to come out and say, "Oh, this is coming out in 6 months." I don't expect that. But I'd like to see some kind of progress report on how that game's going. Compulsion.
That's what I was going to say.
What you up to?
I want to see that game more than that. That was going to be my 4th one. That right there. That game, the Voodoo game that's set in Louisiana. That's with fantasy mixed with voodoo and a crazy storyline coming from a great novel. Oh my God, that
would be good.
That sounds very original, out there. I think I don't know if it's going to be an open world, but it's going to be, a single player over the shoulder, RPG-esque.
Wrap it up, K Mega, because I'm not done.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Not done yet.
You're killing them. Please, Ham, no more.
Hey, Chappelle, wrap it up, K Mega. Wrap it up.
Oh man, continue with this slaughter.
Contraband. Let me see what's cracking with Contraband.
Man, his man is beating.
Let me get another funny. Let me get another funny trailer with the Outer World.
Oh my God,
that was awesome. That was awesome.
I mean, I mean, shall I continue?
Split your keep beating him. Beat him. You just
Ham, can I throw one in there for you?
If you feel the need.
End one with the Gear 6 trailer. Kept hanging lost his mind. Look at him with a Gear 6 trailer.
God damn.
Look at that.
Beat the hell out of him. Oh my God. Okay, all right.
With the Unreal Engine 5 engine.
If we're gonna talk about DLC, what's happening with hi-firush?
Oh, yeah. Kill it out. Oh my God.
I didn't even get to Fable.
Oh my God. It's too much. It's too much going on. Oh, Jesus. Oh,
So
man, it's
and then on top of all that, I mean, I'm sure, and like I said, I said 5, and I've named like 12.
You went
seven, like 12.
Seven or 8.
He went 12. He just went like to 11, 12.
So with that being said, I'm still interested in what id Software is up to.
Oh yeah.
Still interested in seeing what they're going to be doing. QuakeCon's coming.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah.
QuakeCon's usually at the end of the summer, I believe. Interested in that, of course. But Phil also said, this could go into the id Software thing as well. Phil also said, yo, look out for some new announcements too.
You know what you would love?
Just,
both of you guys would love that? If they do have a Halo Infinite thing, and they're gonna say in August we're gonna have all the retro maps for Halo that you used to love coming to Halo Infinite. Like midship, all those favorite maps.
I would be back on Halo.
Hey, Mega.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Mega.
Yes, sir.
I'm putting the shovel back into the grave real quick.
Don't
digging the dirt back up because I'm not done yet.
My God.
Oh shit! Hit him where
haven't even. I said everything that I said, and I haven't even got to Game Pass yet.
Oh!
How about Stalker 2? Lies of P. Aura. Flintlock. What did it do, baby?
Oh my God. There's so
Ham's been holding this in for a while, dude. Y'all, everybody, you can tell he's been holding this in, and he's ready to unleash the beast. Today, he got the Mogwai out. Today.
I mean, as they'd say in court, okay, Meg, I rest my case.
Bro. Game Pass, just right there. When you finished it off with just what Game Pass is going to do, and they're going to have some more Game Pass announcements. It's something else that that might shock in all the earth. Well, the gaming earth is if they go up there and if Sega comes up there and announce Persona 3 remake
exclusive.
No, stop it.
It ain't going to be exclusive.
Stop it.
They don't.
I know.
Clearly showed, in my opinion, by bringing it to Xbox, done with exclusive.
Yeah,
they want it to be everywhere.
They want it to be everywhere. That
it'd be crazy not to.
I know.
Oh yeah. But for that to me is the moment of moments where I think that it will hit the PlayStation community to a certain degree because they've held on to that game for so long and used it as console war fodder for years. And to have somebody from Xbox from say or just announce it, whatever, because it's not going to be like a E3 event. But to have that to be announced as though Xbox is doing the marketing of it, that would be all world. Of course, again, for me to drop the mic, On top, the Gear 6 was glorious. But I mean, just talking about like the stuff from Game Pass, like I even forgot about that after all the games that you've listed.
I'm sorry that I did that to you.
Bro, I mean,
I'm proud of you.
That's
Man,
the
I'm proud of you.
I mean, they like that was like about 12 games, like you said, about anywhere from 10 to 12 games, and they don't have to do that. They only have to, like you said, one or two announcements that nobody knows about, and the Game Pass stuff, and leave out with Gear 6 or for me.
Oh yeah, Gear 6 will be nuts, dude.
For me, you know what I'm saying? Dude, show me Killer Instinct 2.
I got a Game Pass one for you real quick.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. What's that?
If this has nothing to do with the ABK deal, they can do it if they want to. If Activision says okay, has nothing to do with the deal. Release every previous Call of Duty on Game Pass. Every previous Call of Duty drop to Game Pass. It doesn't have to get approved with all the ABK stuff. Activision can just say do it. Everyone from the beginning on the OG to the 360.
Nah, bro.
Everyone release. Free.
That's what's going to see now, man. That's just too much. That's too much. That's too much. I'm not going to let you do that to the PlayStation Nation. Because there will be, man. Boy,
it doesn't matter. We already have every single
a slaughter if that was to come out.
We already now have every Call of Duty available only on Xbox. Only on Xbox. You can buy them only on Xbox, not on other than PC. Only on Xbox. So to do that and say we're going to drop them all in Game Pass, we don't need the ABK acquisition for this. And Activision said you got the clear to do it.
Yeah, I know.
No price, no market. Just download Black Ops 2 if you want to play. Download Black Ops 1. Download Modern Warfare. Get that community pumped up again. People playing the other Call of Duties and stuff like that. Because you can't do nothing about the newer things because Sony has the least. Right now, the certain what last year and this year, they only got one more time left for Call of Duty that you can't put on Game Pass. But everyone else, you can drop right on Game Pass instantly. Man, would people go and get Game Pass just to play all the Call of Duties? It's not free, but you know what I'm saying, for no extra charge. That community would thrive.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy. All right, so let me read this from JD Gamer, and then we'll do our last little part to talk about this, and then we'll get on out of here. JD Gamer said again, he said, how long has Jim been running PlayStation? Is this all him? Yes.
3 years.
This is Jim Ryan's PlayStation. Now, I think like that. This is what I've been having holding here forever that I wanted to read. Let's just go back up here again. The head of Sony, he said, the CEO of Sony says, he's not a fan of live service games. And his quote right here, he says, the game industry will never cease to be a fun place. The industry keeps growing and growing, and I hope it keeps supporting and chasing creative ideas and people who try to work on new things. You don't want to see the top 10 games every year being almost the same. All games becoming service games. That would be a bit boring to me. JD, this is who Jim Ryan is answering to. This is why Jim Ryan is doing what he's doing, because this man sit here and said this in public.
He's scared.
But he's doing the complete opposite. See, it's something that my girl Rachel Maddow always say. He said, don't listen to what they say. Watch what they do. And that's it. That's it right there. This is Jim Ryan's era, but this is really actually Yoshida, the CEO of Sony's PlayStation. And this is what he wants. And this is what, and he will tell you this. And like I said earlier, if you guys just came to watch the stream now, this was published April 25th, 2023. This wasn't This wasn't 3 years ago. This wasn't 5 years ago. This was just last month. Last month. Matter of fact, yeah, last month. A little bit over a month. So
let me explain to you why that was said, K Megan. Real quick. There were times when Sony used to be maybe a year out of new innovations from other consoles. But they've waited so long for these innovations, and Microsoft is pushing out innovations fast on their console. Fast. And Sony can't keep up with the speed of it's not because of the money, it's just because of the innovation. And they didn't want to change for such a long period of time. Now they're behind the ball and they see what's coming. That's why they were fighting for problems with Game Pass, problems with streaming, because they've been so behind the curve for sitting in their old ways for so long. Jim Ryan comes in, he's slowly trying to catch up, but the big bosses ahead of Jim Ryan are telling them, we're not in the zone to progress like that fast. Plus, we don't have the finances to progress that fast. So they can't catch up. So by the time they catch up, there's going to be new innovations from Microsoft, and even Nintendo going to make new innovations.
I don't know.
Nintendo's going to stay in their lane.
Nintendo innovate, but they don't stray. They stray with their products to do some crazy innovative type of stuff. But when it comes
and it works for them.
Oh yeah, it just works for them. Their fan base, they're the most loyal than any gaming fan base out there. No question.
Yeah, because you're dealing with two different companies. You're dealing with a company that's based in software. So they naturally have the technology to upgrade their stuff, do all the crazy things that they're doing in the Xbox community. Sony's always been a hardware company. They always base their stuff on hardware. They've never been a software. They had to borrow from other software people, get other software people to help them keep up with some of the times. But they don't have that kind of money they need to push out for those other software people to help them innovate. That's why Microsoft gave them Azure, which they're not using. Yeah. They're not using Azure to its true ability for their games.
They might be trying to go another direction on that. I've said this, and I will continue to keep saying this. This ABK deal fractured that relationship. Now, they played the kumbaya so much with Sony, and Sony has taken advantage of, just kind of backhand them, a couple of times. Yeah, I'm just playing. I'm not, Finally, it seems like Xbox and Microsoft is looking at them as like, okay, because man, you kidding me? I don't feel it. It ain't nothing, man. We're too big for you to even worry about you. But I think that this right here, when they started messing with that money and are messing with their progression, that changes everything, man. And so I think Xbox aggression is going to be even amplified even more. I really do. I really do. Yeah, I really do. So Ham, to get us, we're going to get ready to get out of here. We know that this is Jim Ryan's era right now. And I know that we've talked about this before. I've never seen PlayStation get as much heat as I've seen here, and since I've been doing content creating, man. I mean, I have not seen this at all. Is PlayStation in their lowest point now? Because I mean, we didn't really get into the weeds about what happened with The Last of Us. That news, I mean, not with The Last of Us, but what's going on with Naughty Dog and with the factions and how that situation is. What does Sony has to do? That's my overall questions to you. What does Sony has to do to try to preserve this year? Because Spider-Man 2 is not going to do it, especially after what you were saying that Xbox has the potential to show in a 2-hour show coming up here on the 11th. What does Sony has to do to try to preserve this year?
Well, if they want to, as for what they have to do, like numbers wise, nothing, not a damn thing.
Right.
They're doing just fine.
Right.
And I think that's what Jim and a lot of these guys are seeing. and they thought it was okay to drop the showcase that they dropped
Yeah.
because of the numbers.
Right.
The numbers are saying, yo, we killing it, and we could do what the fuck we want. That's what the numbers are saying right now. Let's keep it a buck.
Right.
But if they want to keep you know, if they want to keep some of the hardcore fans happy, let's keep it real. They're gonna have a state of play probably for Spider-Man. They're probably going to. I think that they'll do another state of play, or even possibly a smaller showcase. I think it's going to be more of a state of play in September. I think they're going to do it in September. I don't think they're going to drop Spider-Man within the same month as Starfield. I think they're going to do a state of play instead and drop it somewhere in October, or possibly like they did with God of War in November. Early enough for recency bias to go towards the Game Awards.
Do you think Spider-Man has a chance to win Game of the
No,
Year?
it does not have a chance.
Zelda is the clear front runner right now.
In my opinion, you're right.
Yeah.
But we're all banking, or a lot of us were banking on, you know, God of War either being earlier last year or early in this year.
Right.
That's what you were banking on, was it's going to be early sometime this year.
Right.
And I kept telling you, no, it's going to be at the end of the year.
Yep.
They're going to do it. I kept telling you it's going to be right before Game Awards so they could possibly fight. And let's be real, if God of War would have dropped early last year, sometime around like May or something, or anywhere close to Elden Ring, it's getting dog walked.
Absolutely.
But that's what happened with Horizon.
But since it didn't, and it released in November for recency bias to go towards, I mean, not to say God of War wasn't a great game, it was fantastic. I platinumed God of War on my PlayStation. Okay? It was a fantastic game. But if you would have dropped it around the same time as Elden Ring, I'm sorry, God of War, you got to take the back seat.
For sure, for real.
And that's the reason they dropped it when they did, so they can get as much love and people jumping on the game as possible, because they know that some of the fan base is going to go out there and buy it and say everything positive about it, because the Game Awards are right around the corner and it can have the possibility of winning. And it almost stole the show. It almost stole the show. It really did. It was close.
Won every other award pretty much except Game of the Year.
Christopher Judge was on his preaching game.
Oh my God, was he not? Oh,
that man was a pastor for the Game Award.
Wow.
You would have thought after Gridge Judge's speech that it was locked in. I know a lot of people did.
No, a lot of people thought it was.
I mean, this man was bringing up everything in the world. His family,
his family,
his
everything.
Flowers, his kids,
his child, his family. That man was preaching, boy.
And, you know, shout out to him, because I mean, he did a fantastic job in that game. He deserves his flowers. I don't know if he deserves to be on the stage that long to talk, but he deserves his flowers. Absolutely, he did a fantastic job in that game. But going back to Spider-Man, I think that Spider-Man's going to launch closer to. It is going to be this fall, technically, and I think it's going to be closer to the Game Awards, because it's going to try to steal the thunder from at least anybody under Zelda.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because Zelda's gonna, in my opinion, Starfield could be a 10 out of 10 and ain't beating Zelda.
I don't know about. I give Starfield a chance.
I'm sorry,
a puncher's chance, but no, Zelda is the clear favorite. No. I'm listen. Do not underestimate the PC community when it comes to that game. Now, listen, PlayStation community really ain't going to give two damns about Starfield, especially now that it's an exclusive.
I think Hogwarts.
We'll see. Yeah, now that's what I'm saying. Hogwarts is going to be there, but Hogwarts is still not going to. Zelda is what Elden Ring was last year, in my opinion. Like, I mean, it's okay. But see, the one thing about last year, there was only really a two-headed race, right? I mean, it was God of War over it was Elden Ring, and then everybody really honestly knew that Elden Ring was such a phenomenon because it just took away a game that was supposed to be very hyped and all that. Like you said, like it just dog-walked Horizon Forbidden West. Like nobody talked about Horizon Forbidden West. Nobody, not even Sony talked about it. Nobody. That's
thing about Elden Ring.
Thing about Elden Ring.
Thing about Elden Ring. That they made it so big. That's all I heard were people talking about. How do I beat this guy? How many what spells do I need? It was their PlayStation
games, and it got me. You know what I'm saying?
PlayStation, Xbox, and PC people were talking about.
One boss would be trending on Twitter.
Right.
It just say Melania.
One boss.
It just say Melania.
I had some of my
trending alone. One boss.
I had some of my biggest views. Me showing content of me playing Elden Ring. Like it was a phenomenon, bro. Huge.
That's the one thing about what Elden Ring did. What made it so big. It brought all communities together to figure out how to beat people. PlayStation people, PC people, and Xbox people talking in the community.
Everybody was fighting for their lives.
Everybody was talking about it. And that's the one game. I said this in the past. That's the one game I've seen that I haven't seen in a long time that brought everybody together from all gaming communities to work together to beat it.
That was it.
But that's why.
But see, this is what I think about this is, and don't get me wrong here. I do agree that Zelda's the front runner by a distant mile. But I feel that if Starfield delivers, now if Starfield is just a good game, yeah, no chance. But if it delivers on being great, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun because Spider-Man's not going to be in that discussion. And unfortunately for me, hi-firush, as much as I love that game, is not going to be in a discussion, or neither is Hogwarts. Now, for the very first time, which it got slated, Jedi Survivor could get a lot of recognition as well because it got slated by the VMAs the first time. They put it at the right time to where and there's not one person I've seen say Star Wars Survivor is bad. I've only played a little bit of it. I enjoyed what I played, but I was like, okay, I gotta finish. I know this sounds crazy. I gotta finish Forspoken, which I'm on the cusp of. But I want to finish that before I get into that. And now Diablo and Street Fighter is going to be here, so damn. But that's to me is that I think that when you look at it, Spider-Man, you're right for what you said, but Spider-Man, man, it's a Michael Bay game. It's a Michael Bay movie. You know what I'm saying?
That's ice cold, bro.
It's a Michael Bay movie. It's gonna sell like hotcakes. It's gonna be fun, but ain't nobody gonna take that game seriously for it to be a Game of the Year contender. It'll be there because it's a Sony product. They're not gonna allow the VGAs is not gonna allow a Sony game not to be there. But it's the Michael Bay of video games, bro. It's not going to be taken that seriously like that, in my opinion.
I would be surprised to see hi-firush in the nomination. I would not be surprised not to see that game.
I would love to see that.
I would love to see that.
But there's still a lot more games to come out. I know. Assassin's Creed, that might be really hot. And there's unannounced games.
They've announced 6 games in that category for Game of the Year before. It could be one of them. Even be nominated is an honor.
I don't know. But I'm sorry, Ham. Go ahead. We got to get out of here. I know for sure. Let's go.
I don't even remember what I was saying.
Because we interrupted you.
You was throwing that dirt. That was just helping you out a little bit.
I mean, that's been the entire time. So you're gonna have to be more specific.
Well, okay, so you was
my fingers. I gotta clean my fingernails. Right.
You were saying that like. Was telling me where I made the mistake at was saying that God of War was going to change over. And I mean, when I said that God of War was going to go into the beginning of this year, and you was right by saying it was coming at the end of the year because it was going to get all that esteem going into the VGAs.
Oh, I remember
you
I
think
got
Spider-Man
stopped.
was going to do that same thing as well.
I remember I got stopped because you were talking about Starfield.
Yeah.
Because I said even if it gets a 10,
right,
Zelda's gonna get that game of the year just because of
it's Nintendo.
I mean, it's and it is. And you said something about don't count out PC players. I'm counting them completely out. They are out of here. They are out of here. And the reason I say that is because they're so finicky. Nintendo players.
We are not finicky.
Oh,
stop it.
Dang.
Nintendo players put the game in and let it ride.
They're out of here.
PC players are like, wait a sec. And plus, there's so many rigs out there.
There he is.
So the person with a 1070s review is just as good as that 4090s review.
Facts. He right.
So it's going to be much more judged than something that's just on one platform where you already feel disrespected and you are just dealing with the game. Because it's just like, all right, well, you know, I'm not expecting 4K. I'm not expecting 60. I'm not expecting anything like that. I just want this to be able to possibly hold a 30. And if it even can't do that, you know, I'm still gonna
and run flawlessly.
But for PC, if it's dropping in the 20 FPS, if it's stuttering, if it doesn't work the same on somebody's 3060 compared to somebody else's 2060 Super.
Are you talking about The Last of Us PC again?
Hey, don't talk
no,
about
I'm not. I'm not talking about Sony
that
at
was
all.
my
Sony
first,
is out of here.
That was my first upgrade before
Sony's
I moved
still,
on to the 70.
I mean, I told you, I already put that in the coffin already. I'm talking about something different. I'm talking about Nintendo in Starfield, or I'm talking about Zelda and Starfield, better yet.
Right.
Strictly console, you mean?
Starfield, I think really Starfield and Spider-Man are fighting Hogwarts for number 2. And I think Hogwarts is going to win.
You think
Thank you. I
think
Starfield's going to get. Yeah. I think Starfield is really competing for 3rd with Spider-Man, and I think it'll edge it out.
No,
I think it'll edge it out. Yes.
No.
Star Wars ain't gonna do it. It might be number 5. Star Wars might be 5 at the most. You cannot come out as broken as you did and expect K-Meg, don't you start capping.
You it was broken and people were still capping for it while it was broken.
Exactly. It was broken and people were still capping for it. But people were fucking mad with it. Everyone can admit that it's a good, fun game. But when you come out as broken as a game like Redfall, I'm sorry. You can be in the top 5, top 10, but you ain't in the top 4.
You know why they capping for it, K-Mega? Because they missed the ball on the first one.
There's just too much other things.
Putting it in the category.
There's too many other juggernauts, K-Mega. There's too many other juggernauts. We're just talking about Zelda. We're also just talking about Starfield, Hogwarts, and Spider-Man.
Right.
You think it's okay to put Star Wars in front of Diablo?
Oh no!
Would you do it?
Diablo. No, you forgot about Diablo. Yeah, I forgot about Diablo.
And we haven't even seen what Immortals is going to be.
Would you put Spider-Man over Diablo?
What?
No,
I don't know. I haven't played Spider-Man.
Diablo's too big. Diablo's too big. Diablo's too big.
Hey, how about this though? As well.
Nah.
I know you don't even love this game, K-Mega.
Yeah.
But if Final Fantasy 16 comes out butter smooth,
nah,
I don't know.
I mean, it will be nominated if it's a good game.
We're talking about over Star Wars. We're not talking about over Zelda. We're not talking about over Diablo. We're not talking about over Starfield or Spider-Man. We're talking about
fair enough.
We're talking about just over Jedi Survivor. I think Final Fantasy definitely has a chance.
It might have a chance. I'm not gonna debate that one. But I'm thinking that you're putting Spider-Man and in this category of being, because you said Spider-Man being second. Hell no, because Hogwarts, Starfield, Diablo. Now, since you mentioned Diablo, and I think will be ranked higher than Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man will get all the like I said, it's a Michael Bay movie. It's going to sell outstanding, and it's going to get probably a 90 or something like that. But it's not, maybe a 92. But man, no way is it going to be in the classification of what Hogwarts is, what Diablo is going to be, and what Starfield's going to be. I just don't see it, because you know why? Starfield is exactly what the media talked about Starfield before it became an exclusive as the next coming of the great of the greats. Like, if that game delivers, that's what I'm saying. If that game delivers, and let's say it's Xbox's first 10 out of 10 in 20 years or whatever, right? Bro, there's no question Spider-Man is not going to get a 10 out of 10. It just isn't. It's just because people know it is what it is. Not saying that Spider-Man won't be great. Just like with Star Wars. I think Star Wars is great, but for what I played and for what everybody's told me so far. But
can't make
it. No, I don't know. I mean, Zelda. And what's crazy about this year is that Zelda is still in the, after all these games that we mentioned, Zelda's still in the lead. And it seems like
it's still in the eye right now. It's still in the eye.
A pretty high lead on top of that. I don't know.
But you both got to think about this real quick. 2 years ago, who would have thought that It Takes Two would win Game of the Year? You never know, dude. You really never know.
Spider-Man's not winning Game of the Year.
Everybody.
Spider-Man's not winning Game of the Year, bro. I'm not, I'm not trying to discredit the game like that by saying that it's going to be a bad game.
No, it's not going to win Game of the Year.
Winning Game of the Year.
But like I said, I feel like it's going to come out at a time where it's going to use its recency bias to fight its way as high as it possibly can. And I think that if
Hogwarts was everywhere. That's the difference, too.
Right. And
you got to have more voters.
In fact, Sir X-Man, Hogwarts isn't even done launching yet.
Yeah, they got new expansions coming out.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about
the Switch.
The first damn game. I don't even think that it came out on PS4 and Xbox One yet. Did it?
It hasn't. No, not yet.
So it still has the Xbox One, PS4, and then even later down the line, it has the Switch. Right. So it is in people's brains throughout this entire year. Hogwarts is there.
Yeah. It's going to show mind share of the public opinion, because more people have a chance to experience the game. Unlike Spider-Man, where only one people, at least we have with Game Pass with Starfield, you could play it on PC, you could play it on Steam, and you could play it on Xbox.
Fury says that the PS4 and Xbox One version is out. The Switch is the only one that's remaining. So
so it did come out. From what I heard as well, is that it runs fairly well on them old things. Old things.
Shout out to CD Projekt.
Just like Redfield runs better. Redfield runs better on the S. Redfall runs better on the S than it does. I don't know why on the Xbox Series X.
It runs better on the Series X. It runs a lot better on the Series X now. So
they fix a lot of stuff now.
Yeah, they've patched some stuff up. It's we played for about 3-4 hours the other night, and there was no bugs. That was a trip. There was not one. Well, It started off with there was one bug. It was the loading in, and then when we fought a vampire, it got stuck. That was it.
Put that down, bro. Put that that down.
That's where Sir X-Man lives right there, Redfield. It's a city in Iowa. And I went and visited Sir X-Man and put some, gave him some food and put some water in his.
Yeah, that man ate that sandwich and he just over here. He ain't right now. He Redfield, ladies and gentlemen.
I know, man. This motherfucker gnawing on some rotten meat.
Yeah,
he gnawing on that rotten meat.
That man's waiting for the sequel, Redfield for
Exit 100. Exit 100.
Oh man, see man, he said Starfield ain't gonna be no game of the year. Y'all crazy. Listen to that talk. I love it. All right, man.
I mean, like I said, I think Zelda's gonna be game of the year. Honestly, I mean, I could be way off with this just because of the whole, whatever her name is.
It'll be a battle between those two games. It's going to be a battle between those two games.
What's the name of the person that made those books? Harry Potter.
The Harry Potter books? I can't remember her name. No,
whatever her name.
The only reason that game doesn't get second is because of something that has to do with that, in my opinion.
Yeah, she needs to shut up and don't say no more until the awards.
I mean, she should just shut up. She doesn't need to say anything.
She just needs to shut up. Period.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the only reason I think that doesn't get second. But it could be a fight between Starfield,
J.K.
and
Rowling's
Hogwarts for number 2.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Spider-Man is really fighting for third place.
No, it's fighting for fourth.
But in all actuality, it can drop all the way down to 5th.
Yeah.
And you know what's sad?
It really could.
Don't know what else is coming out this year.
Because I think that Spider-Man it's stepping in front of Final Fantasy. It's doing that. It's stepping in front of Final Fantasy.
Right.
The thing is, I don't know if Star Wars is stepping in front of Final Fantasy.
That's a good question. There's a possibility. Now listen, let's just say let's hypothetically, Starfield did come out bad. Right? Like it just didn't live up to
Bethesda.
To expectations, right? Could there be, and then there was like 2 more games that dropped that were just absolutely fire. One that, let's say the Assassin's Creed game. Let's just say that game was all world, right? Like, let's just say that was. And then there was another title that dropped that nobody was expecting that was going to be great. There could be a possibility that there would be no Starfield or Spider-Man in the VGAs. I don't see that because we know who hosts the VGAs. But if this is a loaded year, and there's a possibility there's going to be some that's going to be out because they only have 5 to 6 nominees. So, man, it's going to be pretty interesting.
It's going to be packed.
Can you call me crazy for this? But
you don't have to.
Are crazy.
We don't have to. We don't need this.
People have listened to you today. They
already know. They know that already.
Yes, that's when I say feed the dog. Why?
I'm about to go for a reach for a category that's never won Game of the Year and would shock everybody. If Forza comes out,
it's gonna be a
Forza Motorsport come out with perfect 10. I said I was reaching.
We just Sir X-Man. We just seen Horizon, what was the highest rated game, was snubbed. It wasn't even considered. It wasn't even considered.
That racing game of the year, and that
was the highest rated game of
that year.
Not last year, but the year before.
2 years ago, it was. Period.
It was the highest rated game. There was no reason for that game not to be nominated, and it wasn't.
We were mad about that. We were so mad about that.
So like, that we ain't even gonna waste no time on that. So, all right, Ham, closing moments, man. What do you got to say? Anything else you want to say before I play this video to sign us out?
Are you gonna play the video, Colin?
Yeah, I'm gonna play something that Colin said. Right here. You want me to play this before you get you shut out?
Yeah,
yes,
we got some
yes,
please,
yes.
because I need something to re-energize my exit.
I'm nervous. I think you have every reason out there to be nervous about what is happening right now. If you're a PlayStation fan, you want games, and we're gonna get. I know, we're gonna get the great games. I know. We're gonna get Returnal. We're gonna get Ratchet. They're gonna be great. I know they are. I know Returnal's gonna be great. I know Ratchet's gonna be great. I think we'll all be shocked if they're not. I think we all know Horizon's gonna be great, and God of War. But what about after that? We don't even know when those last 2 games are coming. And there doesn't seem to be any sort of rhythm. And this is what I was saying about Microsoft and when they will become dangerous, if they become dangerous. And I was a guest on a podcast recently where I said that this is going to be maybe their Achilles heel, which is organization. We're going to find out if Microsoft can organize 30 plus first party studios into something coherent. If they can, they're going to beat the shit out of PlayStation. And that's just the long and the short of it. Sony can release 1 or 2 great games a year and supplement them with a Returnal and a Ratchet. But I don't know if that's going to be enough when your competitor is investing, when your competitor is excited, when your competitor has interesting personalities and they go on podcasts and they do live streams and they tweet and they interact with their fans and their studios don't sound like fucking robots, and they don't have the State of Play girl voiceover, and that's it. And they don't have just people talking on a PlayStation broadcast, God bless them, that can't say a bad word about anything they make. You're not going to be able to get by in a Game Pass ecosystem in 2 years, let's say, or 18 months, the way you would be now, unless you have something to compete. And if you're not going to compete on the subscription level, then you need to have more repeatable AA and AAA games. You need to have more second and third party experiences. And I know that they tied down Final Fantasy 16. That's great. I know that they tied down Project Athia. That's great. I know that they have
a tragedy.
Obviously, Factions is going to come, and we're excited about what Guerrilla is going to do and all of that. But I'm nervous. I've been covering PlayStation for a very long time. I've been playing PlayStation since the beginning. If you're not a little trepidatious right now, I think you should be.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get out of here. Ham Solo, Sir X, man, thank you so much for coming through. Ham, let everybody know where we can find all of your content at, man. If you want to post it in the chat, please, please let us know. Yeah, man, just go, man. This is
let Sir X Man go first because I'm watching the live stream and I'm just finishing up.
Okay, I know. I was just finishing up
Sir X Man, let everybody know what they. People, please absorb this information because what the man said yesterday on Iron Lord's podcast is such a whatever, but it is. But the facts are the facts. Sir X Man, where can they find you at, brother?
Today, you can find me, K Mega, in the group. We playing Battlefield 2042, and we gonna be rolling today because the updates and everything they fix in that game is fly. If y'all want to be with us, I'm going to stream it on Twitch, Sir X-Man1, and we going to get down today. If you want to jump in, just join into the party. If we got room, come play with us. Because I'm going to show K-Mega how to get objectives, because all he likes to do is kill shit. So, hopefully...
I'm sorry, Sir X-Man, but speaking of killing shit, let me hop right back in on this real quick. What I just got done listening to was murder.
I think you have.
I know, right?
That was inappropriate and uncalled for. But what they say, I mean, how do they put it in like Asia or Japan when they grab the sword after an epic fight where they lost? And they cannot go home anymore. They can no longer go home. This man took the sword and said, if this happens, we're in trouble. This showcase will be the moment, possibly, if Xbox treats this showcase right, it will be the moment in which said sword, in which said sword gets inserted in thy chest.
I've got one thing for you, Ham. Fatality.
Twisted. and then twisted. Because man just said, bro, if Xbox cultivates like they could be doing and not have these robot Sony people talking, and they actually have these people in interviews outside doing stuff, and they got compelling content, I'm in trouble.
Get the bat, man. Get the bat, man. Get the bat, man. Put the bat out, baby. Put the bat out, man. To add to yours real quick here, people forget Microsoft is a very patient company. They don't worry about that other stuff outside of that. They're a very patient company. They take their time. They're at the bottom now, but they ain't afraid to creep up to the top over time. That's how they have always been since the 90s. And they still like that now. Now that Nadala, the Godfather, said, let's go. Let's put the foot down.
Thank you, Stanley Francois, in the chat. Please, I hope Colin and any of these other people capping for this last showcase are live streaming. Not so people can go troll him or say inappropriate things or call him out of his name. No, don't do that. Please don't do that. That's unnecessary. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if he's streaming and in any of these folks that were capping about this last showcase are streaming, don't say anything negative to him. They have it hard enough. They got it hard enough. In fact, get your phone out. It don't matter if it's on airplane mode or not. The emergency button is always available.
And you don't even have.
I'm just going to
if you see that samurai death, if you see that samurai death coming
on Twitter,
if you see that samurai death calling, I mean, if you see that samurai death coming, you know what number to call, y'all.
At the beginning of that showcase,
let me
let you know why I knew this was not going to be a good showcase. Because the expression on Jim Ryan's face when he came out, you know, with his face was like, we just got to put something out. I'm not happy with
that, man. He was very happy. He was just
Did you see the confused look on that man's face?
I seen confidence because he knows that because he was expecting, is what Ham said earlier, was that PlayStation is living off of their laurels because of the fact that they're selling and doing so well. It's like, well, whatever that we feed them, they'll buy it. It doesn't matter.
They're doing well with the console, but what about everything else?
Bro, that's all that matters to them is the bottom line. I just showed you the tweet where the man last time, and then we got to go, right? We got to go. Can I go back to it? Can I go back to it, please? No, I can't go back to that. But I'll go back to this.
The bottom line ain't putting billions and billions of dollars every thing in there.
I just showed earlier that Yoshida, the CEO at Sony, said that they don't want to see the top 10 always be the same games, and that he's not a fan of live service games. And what did they do? Is what I said. Don't listen to what they say. Watch what they do. It's right there. They have lied to you constantly, PlayStation Nation. And
for years.
No longer than that. When they talk about backwards compatibility, when they was talking about the cloud, when they was talking about putting games on PC, when they was talking about the power aspect, all this other garbage that they have lied and lied. Japanese games, single player, all this other stuff, man. They've lied to you. And if you're still capping for it, then we all know what you are. The same thing that you would call us Xbox gamers, all those little funny little phrases and things like that, man, all you got to do is do this. Look over your shoulder, look at the other stand behind you, and then look at the mirror. Because that's what you are. Everything that you called us, you look in the mirror, and if you over here capping, and you over here knowing that they lied to you, bruh, look in the mirror. You're everything that you said that we were.
If you want to buy the lowest reviewed car, that's the same price as the highest reviewed car, and you go buy the lowest reviewed car, that's on you.
Well,
hey, Megan, I mean,
we believe in generations.
Megan, you've been saying this for a hot minute.
Yeah.
And this is this is where the difference lies, okay?
Yeah.
You've been saying this for a hot minute. Games need to be everywhere.
Yep.
You've been saying this for a hot minute. Xbox fans, in fact, have been saying that very same thing for a minute. Some people say, exclusives matter. I personally am kind of in that boat where exclusives kind of do matter, because but really what this whole thing is shifting to, what gaming is shifting to, this, I know some people may not like hearing this, but it's not just games now. It's an entire ecosystem. This is what the Xbox One seen but couldn't capitalize on, is everything all in one. Xbox One failed at capitalizing that. Sony went the traditional route, killed Xbox.
Killed it.
Xbox has continued to do all in one, but in a different direction that's more geared towards gaming and how you game on this all-in-one ecosystem. Sony, in first place, is playing catch-up with the new unwritten rules.
That's what
gaming.
I told you. I said that.
Right.
And with that happening, they're clearly having to take hard turns. And so when people like K Mega were out here the whole time saying in fact, look it up for yourself. I've had him on Behind Them Sticks, and I asked K Mega, what's your dream come true in gaming? I asked him first, what's the biggest, what's something that you don't like in gaming? But then I asked him, what's your biggest dream come true? I asked everybody that at the end of my show. K Mega says that there's no longer exclusive. You can just play whatever you want anywhere. He said that on 2 separate occasions on that show. He said that on 2 separate occasions. The difference between K Mega saying that right now is he's been saying that before he was in a lead of any type. Colin, on the other hand, has been telling you PlayStation does this. That's why we're on PlayStation. We love PlayStation because they do this. So now when Colin decides, what I've been telling you guys the entire time is bullshit because this last showcase was rough, and you can see all of those games, that 90% of those games that were announced, Xbox tweeted our entire showcase dang near. So now, instead of me telling you, look out for the next exclusive that Xbox don't got, now I'm going to tell you exclusives don't matter because we ain't got none other than the ones you already anticipated. This is supposed to be my outro. Thank you so much, K Mega, for allowing me to be on this show this afternoon. It was fantastic.
We gotta do it again, man.
If you want to continue to follow me and hear my rants and hear my bullshit, I'm on TSWS Gaming on YouTube. I'll put the link in the chat. Go hit that button. Hit the subscribe button. We're doing fantastic. I just had RGT on this last week. It was a really good show. I'm going to be having Retro Games Brew on this week. Next week, it's going to be extra interesting. I got J-Dub coming on. Sean the King after that.
That's going to be fun.
And then Hip Hop Gamer close to the end of June. Got him coming on as well. So make sure you guys come through, learn about these cats that are within the gaming industry. And I'm going to ask J-Dub on the show live, how's that Aces ROG? How's that Aces ROG pre-purchase going?
Yeah.
Did you cancel it yet?
Right.
Do you really want the Project Q? Let's keep it a buck right here. So if you guys want to check that out, check me out on my channel, TSWS Gaming. Like I said, I'm putting it down in the chat right now. Oh man, I'm sorry, K-Meg. I just saying I got very little respect today, apparently.
Yeah, it's all right.
But I'm just doing my
little respect last night in the chat. You was throwing that shit last night in the chat.
Thank you, K-Mega, for the invitation and hosting this afternoon.
All right, man. Appreciate it. And so
there it is, man, TSWS Gaming in the chat. Hit it.
There it is. Go hit that link, man. Go support. And before we get out of here, we're gonna play something on our way out. We're not gonna play the whole 4 minutes, but
he's trying to re-energize me.
He's on the Spider-Man trailer. Oh my God.
Spider-Man, this was relatively disappointing. I think it's going to be great. Insomniac is fantastic. I love the Spider-Man franchise. I love Miles Morales is my favorite superhero game of all time. So I'm here day one for sure. And I love Kraven and Lizard, and it looks like Black Cat's in this one again. She was in the DLC. And I do like the switching between the characters. It looks like it's really fucking fast, and I think there's a lot of interesting design things that you could do with that you don't see represented here. But it looks like more of the same, though. And at first, I was pretty excited watching this trailer. And then as it went on, it just started to feel very been there, done that. And, I'm interested in the Peter Miles conflict, which is clearly brewing, because when Peter wears the Venom suit or the symbiote suit, he kind of is the worst version of himself and everything. I think that'll be interesting. And this had me excited at first. And then, it just kind of dragged on, and it started to look like just another one of those kind of games that a lot of people love, but I'm kind of bored of. The kind of Sony cinematic, cutscene heavy, quick time event heavy. It feels just, the trailer makes the game feel very safe and very been there, done that. But it's Spider-Man, it's Insomniac. It's probably going to make a bucket load of ducats. So I'm in. I'm interested. I'm here to play it. I'm here for it. I'm here to love it. I see no reason I won't. But it is a little disappointing that, I don't know. You just want a little bit more, a little more pop, a little more juice, baby. It's kind of generic. And that was the show, man. I got to tell you.
First of
all right, y'all. Peace.
Hey, thanks for checking out the GRG podcast. All your gaming news and our special topic of the week. Make sure to join us every Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 p.m. Central, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. This was the GRG podcast.